and human design, there are 4 main types of auras: generator, manifestor, projector, and reflector. And each one has a certain auric structure that lends itself to a certain role they are to play during their time here on the planet. And each auric structure comes with a key question. My aura type, which is a projector, is all about connecting to the heart center of the other. Their question is, who are you? So, in this system of understanding human design, it's thought that projectors are here to help manage energy use on the planet, because they are the first aura type that evolved that is not primarily concerned with who they themselves are, but rather their focus from the outset is on the other. The generator's question is, who am I? And their aura is inviting. And they gather that data and that feedback about themselves. So you can see how the auric structure assists them in that, and their focus is on themselves, understanding themselves. So you can imagine the comedy of errors and the challenges and heartbreak that is possible when a projector is born into a family of generators and doesn't have that understanding and is conditioned by the people who are very self-centered around them to rely on others for their identity, their sense of identity. And the irony is, or the unique challenge of being a projector, is that you actually have to be very rooted in your own channel. You have to have a very clear, well-boundaried, energetically integral self in order to activate your gifts as a projector and to be able to actually properly connect with others rather than fall into enmeshment, which is that sort of messy kind of entanglement, the kind of entanglement that can often lead us astray off of our own. But of course, even then, the going astray is part of our path. So it's been a long journey to this moment, and I find it quite hilarious that at this time when I'm feeling more self-loving, hopeful, forgiving, powerful than ever, that I have arrived at this moment, and the task is to just be myself without expecting any cues from the other. I've spent the last 7 years in West Asia, exploring my fatherland, Iran, and then shifting to Anatolia and what is known as modern-day Turkey. But I'm also half American, and my American is actually all Irish, from County Cork. And I've never been to Ireland. And the closest I've come to Ireland is England. And being here, looking into your eyes, I am feeling a kind of recognition of a part of my own heritage that I have yet to explore in the same way and with the same commitment and curiosity that I've explored my Eastern origins. So it's exciting and it's touching. I found myself moved to tears, so much of my mom. And I realized realized there are so many parts of her that I've dismissed because she made the choice to base her life in the Middle East and create her family there. And I realized I don't understand those dimensions of her deep intergenerational legacy. So I feel like being here is like coming through a portal, and I am 45, so it's the portal of what they call midlife. And I think it's a great moment for me to now turn my gaze further west. And it's quite profound because all my life, in a kind of a rebellion against colonialism and the domination of the global narrative by European and American perspectives, I threw myself into being an ambassador for the East, the eastern part of myself. And I grew up in Saudi Arabia. I went to high school in Kuwait. So it was also where I came of age and where in this lifetime I was formed my larger family. And very cosmopolitan environments, definitely. Extremely diverse. So in school, for instance, I was half Iranian, half Persian, and half American, but the girl to my right was half French and half Egyptian. And the girl to my left was half Austrian and half Pakistani. And the girl behind me was half Ghanaian and half Belgian. So we were all hybrids, and there was nothing out of the ordinary about that. So I felt like I was on a kind of mission to ignore my Western heritage, my Irish heritage. And now I feel a profound opening up to exploring that. But the really funny thing is that the word Iran and the word Ireland are the exact same word. So, Ir and Er both mean Aryan. The word for Ireland in Irish is Er. The word for Iran in Persian has always been Iran, but An is a suffix meaning land of, such as Afghanistan. So it's quite interesting that I've grown up with this identity as a hybrid, but actually it's this splitting process is coming together. So lots of cute surprises, cute and potent. Yasemin is becoming someone who's no longer afraid of being seen. And it's interesting, all these metaphors around the eyes, because I'm becoming someone who's no longer afraid of being seen. And I've been afraid of being seen for many years, which is why the performance takes over. But at the same time, I feel that I'm coming into my visionary gifts. And there's an interesting sort of symmetry there, like a structural symmetry, where the more you're willing to be vulnerable and be seen, the more you can see. And And yeah, I think I'm becoming a leader of some kind for people like me who are betwixt and between worlds, of a hybrid federation of Gaians. So now I'm at this pivot point where I'm blossoming really into myself. Rather than being my mother's daughter and my father's daughter, I'm co-creating myself now. And I have all my ancestors behind me, and I'm no longer in resistance to them. So now they can become part of that sort of swelling wave of wisdom. And I can bring them with me, but I see where they end and I begin. And the other thing that strikes me as a little bit funny is how you were pointing out that the fundamental nature of the interaction, this silent witness and singular speaker, is different from two people being alone because of the presence of the camera. And isn't that sort of what they're saying about how consciousness works? It's like some signal being looped back into the screen, or the sort of accidental or unconscious reconstruction of the actual feedback loop of consciousness itself. I'm not only being seen, really, being witnessed in my fullness, in my brightness, for the first time without obstacles, without contradictions. But maybe I'm also able to inhabit my own gifts fully and see others fully, freely, for the first time too.